Good morning, Carnivore Dolly. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video. Today is August. I believe it's the 12th today, and it is 9:30. And I look a mess, but I just got back from camp. I've been at camp most of the summer, and we're going back up again today. Um, so, you know, But I did get on the scale this morning. I don't have scales at camp, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm 141.4. So that's good. Uh, and I just ate some pork rinds with dip before I got on the scale. So 141.4. Yay. um, and again, like this has come up with a lot of people. What happens if you get to be like 130 or like too skinny, 125, say? Like, what happens if you get too skinny? I don't think I'll ever get used to 125. And like I've been saying, like people that lose weight seem to have bobbleheads to me. Um, my hair was up in a ponytail. I just took it out and it's just staying there. I need to go for a shower. Um, I don't know if there's such thing as getting way too skinny. Um, I had to think about it because at first it's like I don't like skinny people. Like, what is too skinny? What is, you know? I'll show you my my physique. I still have a gut, so all that 140 is right in there. Because the other day my husband said you got chicken legs, so I'm like, oh. But anyway. But when I thought about it for a bit, it was like, when I was 18, I did this survey, and I know this because I have it in a box. Not because I have that good of a memory, but I have it in a box. And when I was 18, I weighed 118. So was I too skinny then, or did I even think about that then? No. So I'm just going with the flow. Like, there is no real stopping. But I've been on a stall for a while, like when I was at 140 or 150 there. I think I was there for a while, um, quite a while. So, and that is because I do cheating. Everyone knows I do cheating. Um, so I will do more cheating if I get too skinny or like I can't even see myself at 130. But then I couldn't see myself at 140 for the longest time. Last time I did low carb, I was at 145. But I also was doing the gym. I'm not sure. I think I was 145 when I was going to the gym. And really, it was a lot of muscle. Now, with doing carnivore, you do get muscle. But the arm, like I still have a lot of wrinkles or sagging skin now at the moment. I don't know how I could make that look like that. But if you've seen it the way I've seen it sometimes, it's like, oh my God. It looks weird. It looks old. Um, and I'm not worried. I mean, if you're old, you're supposed to look old. I do know that no carbs make you look a lot younger. I say people have the carnivore glow when I see them. Um, if they've done it for, it takes a few days. But what I do is, my cheating is not a lot. Like I said, I just had pork rinds, and I dip it in dip, and this dip is called Hell of a Good Dip because it was the cheapest. Believe me, I won't be shopping out there around too much anymore. Well, I will, but I was so peed off at the superstore. Just looking for the pasta that I normally buy, I could not find it. Um, so, uh, yeah, you get so peed off at the price of things. Oh my God. Um, it's $3 for a bag of pork rinds. Like, honestly, there's barely anything in it. I didn't eat them all, like, because, you're not hungry. I just had a few. with dip, lots of dip. I love my dip. Um, I didn't check the carbs in that because I just assume that dips have low carbs. But anyway, and not oils like dressings. And I love dips and dressings, but I also do love steaks plain. Like um, I did get a couple of messages on one of my videos that I did. I don't. They were that was back in January. I got two like people commenting, and um, one of the comments said, if you stick really with, carnivore, like no cheating at all, you'll reap all the benefits. Well, I do know that. I do know that. Is it hard? Well, it is hard. Right now I'm camping and everyone's drinking. I haven't drank for the last few nights, but everyone drinks. Hubby drinks. Um, everyone, like, and living just with a man who eats, like, I've had the little Halloween size bags of chips. I've had things like that. I've had ice cream bars, and I know things that affect me in a negative way because doing carnivore is not the greatest thing if you're a cheater in any way, because some things will upset your stomach, some things will give you that kind of heartburn back again. Um, this past week I've eaten chocolate bar pieces, not big pieces, but when you have it every day, it does affect you. Um, whereas other chocolate bars, it was a certain kind that I had that affected me anyway. I know when you do carnivore perfectly, I know that you reap all the benefits. I've been there. Um, I mean, this comment was made in January and I started last October. So, yeah, I do know what it's like to stay good, even though I talk about cheating all the time. There are days where I don't do any cheating at all. Um, but lately it is rare. At least every day I do something. And even like yesterday, I did one of these. They're a mint candy. Just did one. And there's 2 grams of carbs in it. Um, Before that, if I wasn't doing a cheat day, I had a little piece of gum that has, I think, 2 carbs in them, but they're supposedly sugar-free. Well, we know there's sugar in everything except meat. Except I do a lot of meats out of boxes, which probably have carbs, and I don't check every little thing. But there we have it. That's the way I am, and that's the way I'm going for now. Maybe when we get home, maybe I'll do better. Um, I'm thinking in September I'll come home for a few days throughout the week. Um, and this way I can uh, go up to camp only on the weekends. I don't know. We'll see. But this one's for my sister who just told me she's doing this carnivore. If you do it, you're going to quit drinking. Because one night I did get drunk and I was sick a little bit, but the next day I felt fine, like there was no effects. And even though I was drinking a liquor, like a vodka with a mix, so vodka in a can, I wasn't sick from it. Like, well, I puked a little bit, and I got this like burning coming up from the bottom of my stomach all the way up my body, a burning, and then I was sick. So, um, yeah. Yeah, be prepared to quit drinking because you don't drink much, I'll tell you. Usually it's like 4 is the very most I have, and she's been up for a week, so she's seen me where I think the most I had was 4. Um, and yeah, that's how I go to parties now and everything. I just sip really slowly, and I don't even like beer anymore, but I do like the vodka drinks. So I think I don't have much to say. I think everyone on here knows I'm a conspiracy theorist, and of course, I tell everyone about carnivore. And it's that same block that they have for everything. They have a block, and people have told me like they have a block in their head. There's a couple of conspiracy theorists up there, and I think there's a difference between a conspiracy theorist and a truther. Truthers have studied this information, like the information they know. They've studied, they know things. Conspiracy theorists will pull little things out of the hat that make no sense to you at all. Like one girl said something about the bees, like they're gonna kill all the bees, and she was all freaked out. And I'm thinking, good. What the freaking hell do we need them for? Um, but she believes in plants, so like in whatever, and I'm like, we don't need plants. But I've tried to tell everyone about this carnivore diet. First of all, I started with my family, and I tell people, like, I know, like, the one girl tells me her sister's dying. Yeah. And I've told her to do carnivore, and you know um there is such a block in people's minds. And in order to do carnivore, I think most people need to be a bit of a conspiracy theorist at least. But conspiracy theorists like this one girl, like the things she tells me, it's crazy. It's not in my realm to even, to understand this stuff. Like, um, so I don't understand her. Like, what did she tell me? Oh, she thinks she has parasites. And it's like, you got that off of YouTube. Like, you got that off of YouTube. Wake up. Like, nobody has parasites in them. Or if they do, it's a very rare. But, well, go get yourself some more, pharmaceutical ivermectin or whatever you need to cure your parasites. But no, we are God's people. We do not carry parasites. That's a conspiracy for what the conspiracies are things that, like JFK's, like, okay, if they don't believe this, let's believe that the government killed him. That's easy. They'll believe the government, they'll believe that kind of stuff. JFK never died. He was just, the next one. But anyway, um, I have seen some videos lately where they are showing the people that lived, because I think I said to people lived, we're assuming it's 120 years because that's what the Bible says. It doesn't exactly say that, but it is in the Bible anyway. But I've seen people showing the sculptures that I had seen a long time ago that show they live a lot longer than 120 years. Not everyone, mind you. People have lived 200 and some years, whatever. Could you imagine? Like, what do you want on this earth if you're 200 and some years old? Like, I couldn't imagine. But anyway, uh, there was something else. But, you know, I think that's all I have for today. Anyway, 141, very happy with this weight. Um, I'll be going back to camp and living it up, drinking a lot less because I have been. And it actually makes me sick. Like I said, I went to bed. I stayed up one night till 4 or something in the morning. And I don't know how many I had, but lots of shots. Lots of shots. But you know what? You need it once in a while. But I am thinking too, like, if you're a drinker and you're on carnivore, be very careful. It's dangerous. Like, it is dangerous. And I may quit this year. I may or I may not. Also, I'm wondering too about cigarettes. Like, we think cigarettes are a big addiction, and, I don't really know if they are. I was down at the beach one day and left my smokes up at the camper, and just did not want to walk up there and get them. And, but I was talking to someone and, enjoying myself and blah, blah, blah. And a couple of hours went by before I realized, hey, I haven't had a cigarette in a couple of hours, like almost 3 hours. And then later that night, like once I got up the hill, I was smoking like a banshee. But later that night, I'm like, are we really addicted to these things? Like, what? Are we really? I know they tell us they're addictive. But what if while you're doing carnivore, well, I mean, you notice every time, like I used to go to bingo and blah, blah, blah. And no, you don't smoke every minute, like when you're busy. And um, when I worked, I didn't smoke for at least 2 or 3 hours, like, between a break and whatever. And as soon as your break came, you ran out there for a smoke. Um, but you don't smoke when you can't smoke. And not always when you can, but decide not to, and so, yeah, who knows, maybe I'll quit this year or look into it further anyway. Um, and that's all I have. So have a great next couple of months. I'll post again in September. I do have coats to open, so I will post again in September. So, peace. This is actually a Baphomet sign, but I don't care.